everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I am Yoko, and I'll be your host. In this podcast, we will talk about the realities of moving to Japan, from housing and visas to building a real life in Japan here. Okay, today we are speaking with Grady Kant, originally from California in the United States, who now lives and works in Tokyo, Japan. His journey is quite interesting because he didn't come to Japan through a large company transfer or a university exchange program. Instead, he built his life in Japan step by step through language study and work experience. Thank you for joining us today, Grady. Could you quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I was born in Texas, USA, but after only 1 month, I moved to California, so I'm pretty much from California,
Mhm.
is what I like to say. Um, and yeah, so I've kind of always had interest in learning languages, and I studied various languages in, you know, high school and
Mhm.
college. But when I started studying Japanese, there's something about the language that really resonated with me. I think, um, yeah, I found it so interesting. I like the grammar is very complicated, the writing system is complicated, but
Yes.
I enjoy that. So for
Oh,
me,
really?
that worked for me. But
Mm-hmm.
my not very good skill is like pronunciation,
Mm-hmm.
and so at least for a English speaker, pronouncing Japanese is relatively easy. So
Oh,
that also
really?
worked for me. So I felt like, yeah, it somehow something about it was like the perfect
Mhm.
language for me. So then I just took
Oh,
off and yeah.
wow. It sounds good because, Japanese is said to be one of the most difficult language in the world. And then
Yes.
like the yeah, pronunciation is also very, very rare style. Like,
Mm.
yeah. So anyway, to me, speaking English is very difficult and pronouncing is the
That's
most
the
difficult part
most
to
difficult, I
me.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. Okay, so you're originally born in Texas and then grew up in California,
In
right?
California,
Mm.
yes.
And then how was your life there? So did you how did you spend your childhood in California?
So my family really liked the outdoors, and
Mm-hmm.
our house was very close to the beach, so we could, ride our bikes to the beach. We always went camping and hiking,
Oh.
went skiing every year. And yeah, I mean, I grew up playing soccer. My dad was the coach, and so yeah, a lot of outdoor activities.
Okay, because now after that you get to be interested in like a language study, but in the childhood you enjoy really outdoor activities.
Yeah, well, I think my personality is actually I like studying things. So
Uh-huh.
like my parents and my brother loved outdoors and
Ah,
sports. I was
okay.
always dragged along, but I mean I enjoyed it, but yeah, I was more into
Mm.
yeah, I used to play music and
Oh
write
yes.
music a little bit, and then yeah, I like studying. So that that was more
Okay.
my
I
interest.
think that's good. Yeah, I'm also like a kind of like a indoor person, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So as long as we have a friend who likes outdoor, like we can enjoy the outdoor with them, but otherwise I don't do that
Yeah,
so
otherwise
much.
stay at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and okay, so I'm just curious, but how did you meet, learning Japanese? So in your high school, you studied French and German, and then how did you meet Japanese language study?
So actually I mentioned I was interested in music, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I found out about just some Japanese musicians, like jazz musicians, whatever, that I liked. And then
Okay.
because I had this interest in language, when I find out about something like, oh, I like these Japanese musicians, then that naturally leads me to go, I want to study the language. So
Uh-huh.
it kind of started from that. But really, I think as soon as I started studying, then
Mhm.
really learning Japanese became like my main focus, like my main
Wow.
goal. So
Okay.
yeah.
When did you met the, Japanese artist and
Uh, okay.
how old were you? Like,
S- Actually, probably in high school is when I started
uh-huh.
finding out about things, but I didn't start studying Japanese until I was in college. I mean, I think
Hmm.
if I had found it earlier, I would have majored in Japanese instead of I majored in history. That didn't really do too much good for me. But yeah, so I started studying around in college, and then yeah, that's when it took off.
Okay. So you mean like you studied Japanese in college?
I
Yeah.
studied just on my own.
Wow.
So yeah, if I had found, my passion for that earlier, then I would have wanted to major in it. But too late to, I was already almost done with my history major. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sure. Wow. So you self-studied
Yes.
Japanese. That's good. And so after graduating the school, like, did you start working
Yeah, so
in?
I was working at the library while I was going to
Mhm,
school, and then after I graduated, I just went to full time at the
mhm.
the library.
Oh,
So
sure.
yeah.
And how long did you work there?
Probably in total, maybe 7 or 8 years I was working for the public library.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so while you're working in library, you kept studying Japanese.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. And I heard you have an experience to study Japanese in Japan. So
Yeah.
I'm so curious because did you quit the job as a librarian?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah. I
It it
so
it sounds a
I've
very huge decision.
Yeah. So at that point, I had been studying on my own for maybe 3 or 4 years. I had been studying, and I did get a tutor at one point to practice speaking,
Mhm,
because I didn't know anybody to speak with.
mhm.
But so I really wanted to both um, like improve my communication skill and also just f find out what is it like to live in Japan. So
Mhm,
I researched a school,
mhm.
and they had like a 9 month program. So in order to do that, I had to quit my job. But
Wow.
so yeah,
Yeah, it sounds very exciting to me.
yes.
Yes. But to be honest, I had the same experience as you. Like,
Ah,
to study English, I quit my job and
mhm, mhm.
I went to Australia. And so did you find the language school on your own and then you applied and then get visa?
Yeah, so I just researched online and found a school that I liked, and then yeah, they had a application process, and then they sponsored me for the student visa. So that whole process took 3 or 4 months, and
Okay.
so that was very like very nervous for me because I didn't know if I would get approved, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on quitting my job, but so that part was very stressful, but it
Okay.
luckily it worked out, and yeah, everything.
Okay, yeah. So did you have to correct some documents for applying the visa or?
Yeah, I mean, I had to send all of like my school records, and I had to get like a health checkup, and probably my work history. And then for the school itself, I think I had to write an essay or something and fill out. So the school
Oh,
had its own application form, and
mhm.
then after that, applying for the visa has its own form. So yeah, it was a very long process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds very tough for you. And yeah. Okay. And like, so where was the school located in?
Yeah, so the school was in Shinjuku.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Same as our office.
yeah, it's actually very close to the office.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, that's very funny that I now I'm working very close to where my
Yeah,
school was. I
yeah, it's
didn't
true.
imagine that, but yeah. So actually, that's very nostalgic area for me. I really love it. The school was very close to the large park, the Yoemai
Mm.
park. So I loved going there, walking around after school, and so I like this area very much.
Yeah, Shinjuku area is yeah very good and many people. And also, did you also lived in Shinjuku or
So actually, the school found me like a dormitory for
okay?
students,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually in Nishi Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
so quite
Ah,
a little bit further away. Maybe took about 40 minutes by train to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't have to apply for the, rental apartment or
Right.
something.
So actually, the housing was included in
Mm-hmm.
the school fees. So
That's
I did,
good.
yeah. So that was actually a good deal.
Yeah.
That was also one of the reasons why I chose that school is that,
Oh, okay,
well,
you are very smart. Yeah, renting a house in Japan is very, very difficult and it
yes,
takes time, yeah, for
yeah,
foreigners. Yeah. Okay, and then did you find it very fun? Like the school days in Japan?
yeah. So I mean, I think that for me, I'm very good at reading and maybe writing because that was what I started learning, but listening and speaking was not so good. So when I was able to be in class and hear the teachers talking and then talk with the students, I over the 9 months I could see my skill growing. So
Wow.
that was a lot of fun. And then we also they did some very nice school trips.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Yamanashi-ken,
Oh,
around Yamanashi
wow,
Prefecture,
it's
around that
far.
area. Yeah, around Mount Fuji, and uh, so that was a lot of fun as well.
Oh, really? So that excursion program is really good. Like you
Yeah,
can go to Mount Fuji with your, schoolmate and classmates.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
That was fun.
good. And then also the program is already, organized, when
Right?
you
Yeah.
get the train and
Yeah, 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 yeah. So everything was taken care of. I think we got actually a chartered bus. So we were on
Mhm.
like a big bus, and then
Wow.
went to Hakone, and then
Uh-huh.
to Yamanashi, and then back to Tokyo.
Wow, it's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you made some friends there.
Yeah, so yeah, that was actually fun too.
Mhm.
So everybody is, interested in Japanese and they're studying for different reasons, but it's fun
Mhm.
to meet people and yeah, you have that
Yeah.
similar interest, so that
Okay.
was a lot of
So
fun.
how was the your Japanese school? Did you have many American classmates?
So actually the classmates from America were not so many. Most of the students were from either China or Korea or
Mhm.
Taiwan. A few people from Vietnam. So they're there. They're actually they were much younger than me. They're there to study Japanese to be able to get into a Japanese university.
Mhm.
But so that was actually good because now, I mean, they can speak a little English, but their native language was not English.
Mhm.
And so really to communicate, we had to use Japanese.
Wow.
So if I'm talking with my other American students, then yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're probably going to speak in English
Uh-huh.
because it's easier.
Yeah.
But talking to the other students from other parts of Asia, we just did our best and spoke Japanese to each other.
Behind the good points, like you might have encountered very, difficulties or some challenges in Japanese life. Like how did you get used to the Japanese life? At first, you have many, difficulties or something.
Yeah, so I mean, so before that, I'd visited Japan as a tourist 2 times. So I had some experience of being in Japan. I think the very first time that I visited as a tourist, I
Mhm.
was, uh, it was my first time traveling alone in a foreign country. And yeah, I'd been studying Japanese for a couple of years, but I'm too shy to speak.
Uh,
And so I was very nervous. The very first day to go outside, I
mm,
was very nervous. And then eventually the hotel cleaning crew is knocking on the door.
uh-huh.
They want to do their job. So, okay, I have to go outside now. But actually, what I found was that at least in Tokyo, it's actually very easy to get by, even if you don't know Japanese. It's very easy. You can go to a
Mhm.
restaurant and they have picture menu or English menu, and the people are friendly that I met. So after that first day, then I felt much easier. Like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, I can do this. This is,
Mhm.
and then yeah, then the other thing that I found though is I mean, this was many years ago, but I'm sure that they had like a SIM card that you can get for your cell phone to get
Uh-huh.
cell phone service. I
Mhm.
did not get that, and I just thought, oh, I'll just
Okay.
walk around and figure it out. But the streets in Tokyo are very complicated.
Yes.
It goes every which way. And so, yeah, I found out too, I need to write down very detailed description of how to go, walk to this corner, there's a 7-Eleven, turn right there.
Wow.
Then, yeah, so if you're going to come to Japan, get the Wi-Fi. Make sure you have
Yeah,
Wi-Fi so you can
yes.
use Google Maps. That makes
Yeah.
everything much easier. And
Even
then,
even
mm,
Japanese can't go anywhere without
oh yeah,
Google Map or something.
and,
Yeah.
and professional taxi drivers,
Mhm.
they just ask for the address and they just type in the address so they can go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with like first time coming to Japan. When I moved there,
Mhm.
so at least for me, I mean, things went pretty smoothly. So actually, a funny story of when I was first arriving for the first day
Mhm.
to go to school,
Mhm.
my flight got delayed, and
Oh,
so all the students were supposed to meet at Narita Airport, and then
sure.
teachers were going to take them to whatever
Ah.
dorm. But
Uh-huh.
my flight was delayed, so
Uh-huh.
then they said, "Ah, sorry, can you just get a hotel and then take this bus tomorrow and by yourself?" And but
Wow.
so I but yeah, so actually I used what Japanese skill I had at that time, and I was able to go
Uh-huh.
to the hotel next to Narita Airport and get a room. Then in the morning, find the right bus, get on the bus,
Uh-huh.
and so
Wow.
I think yeah, and then yeah, so I didn't really have too many like difficulties like that. I mean, I guess you might miss home,
Mm.
miss the food from home or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
um, for me, I think living in Japan has been very smooth and
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds smooth,
yeah.
really. Okay. And so how long did you stay in Japan as a student?
So yeah, I was there 9 months, and
Uh-huh.
then at the very end before I went back to America, so it was in July. So they had the Japanese language proficiency exam,
Uh-huh.
JLPT.
Yes.
And so I took the N2 level,
Wow.
um, and yeah, I found out later that I did pass. So that
Wow,
was
that's good.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. So after you going back to your country, like did you get a job again or what did you do there?
So actually, this was like right before the pandemic started. So I applied to go back to the library
Mm-hmm.
again, and then they kind of just stopped hiring because, you know,
Yes.
of that. So during that time, I started working at like a Japanese supermarket,
Mm-hmm.
just at the cashier. But that was
Wow.
cool because a lot, not all of them, but most of the employees were Japanese, so
Oh, really?
could continue to, speak some Japanese, and then
Oh,
a lot of the customers too are Japanese. They might ask me a question in Japanese, and yeah.
wow. Is it
So
a
that
Japanese company?
I believe it was started in America, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like uh Nikkei
Oh, I
is
see.
yeah company. Yeah.
So that's I mean like that's a good circumstance for you to study, keep
Yeah, yeah,
learning
I got lucky with
Japanese.
that. Yeah. And then so then after they started or they relaxed the social distancing, they
Mm-hmm.
um I was recommended by a friend to volunteer at this school. So that they had like a Japanese language school that's for like a Japanese family gets like a job in America. They move to America, but they want their child to
Mm-hmm.
still receive an education in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have this school. And so I was volunteering there, but that was also really great because it's like I'm not in America. You walk in and everything is in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that was a great experience to
Wow.
uh
So teachers and the parents and the kids are all Japanese,
yeah. So
almost
I mean
all.
there are some students that have their one of the parents is American and then one's
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. But a lot of them were Japanese and
Mm.
yeah.
So did you enjoy the working there?
yeah, so that was fun. So I was working full time, at the library. So I there was a special Saturday school that they
Uh-huh.
did for, the kids are going to a regular American school, but then have Saturday school to learn Japanese kind of. So I volunteered there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Um,
Mm-hmm. You met like a future wife there?
yeah, yes, I did. So I did meet my wife there.
Mm-hmm.
So she was one of the teachers, and
Ah, okay.
uh,
She used to be a teacher in there.
yeah, so she originally in Japan she was working as a hoikishi,
Ah,
or
nursery teacher?
nursery
Mm-hmm.
teacher. Yeah, so she has that what do you call it? Like shikaku, she has that
Like
degree, or,
license?
yeah, license.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And so then she was working. She had
Mm-hmm.
she got a work visa and moved to America and was working there at that school. And then when we met, it was kind of
Mm-hmm.
like at the very end of her time there. So she had
Uh-huh.
maybe 6 months left, and then her visa expired and went back
Uh-huh.
to Japan. Much.
Thank you. And yeah, in our next episode, we will talk about Mr. Grady's second journey in Japan. So he relocated to Japan. So thank you for listening. And then if you're interested in relocating to Japan or buying a house in Japan, please feel free to make a contact us. So thank you, Grady, and then see you next time.
Thank you.